Good morning, retail traders. Well, we got some news yesterday. It popped up on Twitter for Tesla, and everybody knows that I'm a Tesla lover, and I like Elon very much. Been following this trader ever since the IPO. So when I get a little excited about some news, I want to go ahead and share that information, which we already probably know. I know a lot of people know about it, but oh, there's my trade ideas. Make sure I got that on mute. So we're going to pull up Wahoo Finance. This is the Tesla. I always like to go to this here website, check it out. Tesla stock pops on Musk tweet of stepping down poll, which I thought was when I heard about it, I've said, yes, that's what we're looking for. A big yes, because that's been the main concentration about why it's gone down a lot. People are overwhelmed that he's doing too much, and he's got people all shook up, especially on the left. And the people on the right appreciate free speech, and what he's done to Twitter, I think, has been a what do you call it, a godsend. So we're going to go ahead and pull up the tweet itself. And he said, should I step down ahead of Twitter? I will abide by the results of this poll. And right now the results are saying yes. Now, not by a slim margin, but if you were voting, that would be a win. So I think it's a good idea. He's probably already got people replaced. He brought people over from Twitter, from Tesla, that are now involved with Twitter. I wouldn't be surprised if he appoints somebody real soon. And just the thought of him getting away from Twitter and not running it will be a big catalyst for the run on Tesla. Now, Tesla's had a big pullback, especially here in the last couple of weeks. We were at a high of right around 198.92, and we dipped on down below that 200 SMA that I had on the weekly, and we're going to talk about that right here. This the 200 SMA. Now, what's beneficial about this, if you pull this up on the 3-year, it was the top of this here, what I would call an ascending triangle, and I talked about this support level at 151.24. If we broke down below that 200 SMA, because there was a couple months, about 3 months, where we held that resistance and then finally broke out. And that, someone tried to ask me if that was a Darvas box, and I said, yeah, it could be, but it's more like an ascending triangle, which is a stronger breakout than a Darvas box itself. But yes, it's also a Darvas box if you go ahead and just run it all the way to the side. So I always like to hit the top of them channels, and that's a double confirmation that we could have a nice little bounce up off that. Now, after that news came out, if you pull up, we did have a nice bounce. It did bounce off that there 151.24, which is the top of that there channel of that Darvas box. So today, resistance to break will be what we had right here on Friday, which is right around 159.29. Now I'm going to go ahead and put a trend line on that. I had a buddy of mine show me this here new tool, and I really like it. It saves me a lot of time. So that resistance is going to be right around that 159.29. And that support channel for the first one is going to be this here bottom right here, right around 156.21. And it could, right at open, bounce off the 200 SMA on the 1 minute time frame. So let's pull up the 20-day again, see if we see anything about new resistance levels. If we do decide to break that 159.29, we got a little long engulfing candle right here, 2 of them, and I'm going to draw a trend line right there at 162. And if this thing catches up the momentum, I think we can run this all the way up to the 200 SMA, which is basically the pivot point on this chart right now is going to be this red line that I'm going to put in here on the 20-day 1 hour at 167.21. I'm going to make that a hard resistance to break if we do start to run up this week and break that. But I think we can take this long to the 200 SMA, which we stopped right here, and it was created as a pivot point area, an equilibrium for the 20-day 1 hour, and that's going to be right around that. Right now, I mean, the moving averages move. That's why they call them moving averages. But I think we could hit that 200 SMA on the 1 hour time frame. So let's hold the support of 151.24 this week, and maybe you could take it off that and run it up to the resistance level of the pivot point here on the 20-day, which is right around 167.21. And then final long would be right at the 200 SMA on the 20-day 1 hour. And that's going to be Tesla. I always like to go look at websites, been the same for years. I really would like to see them change this up around, make it more three-dimensional. But who knows? I would have done it a long time ago. And have a great day, retail traders. Subscribe and ring that bell.